And then when you say this, I realize that, I don't know, maybe we have to make new sense, the new sense of the words. I don't
Yes.
know, because when we are, I am a very very Catholic in the beginning of my life,
Mm-hmm.
and then I quit. I start to do like a spiritualist. I don't know if you know Allan Kardec.
No.
This is a guy that put in the many many books the communication with the spirits,
Okay.
and then how you have to do this connection to a spiritual world and the other personality that died, that it come to you and then you write, you can speak, something like that.
Yes. Yeah.
And I realize now when you are talking that in Catholic way we have this strong word that forgiven,
Mm-hmm.
even the others. But when this huge bad thing that occurred to you, it's not matters more for you. This is not forgiven. It's not something that you can do to the other, but something that you develop maybe. Because if you abuse me and I say to you, "Oh, Natalie, I forgive you," this is bullshit. I don't agree.
Exactly.
I don't agree with this. This is the statement.
Exactly.
Natalie, no, I know that you are wrong and you ask me to forgive you and now I forgive you. This is nothing. When I see you and I think, it's not matter for me anymore because I pass through this to the other level. I go to further to the other um, focus. This is the real forgiveness, maybe.
This word forgiving for me, I can't really make a sense out of it. Yeah. But the only thing where I could make a sense out of it is in forgiving myself, for not being there for me, for not listening to my inner parts. I mean, I am or was in this situation because my father abused me, and I had no memories until my daughter came. I mean, I had memories a little bit when my son was born, but I had real memories, flashbacks, as you have them or call them, when my daughter was born. And I realized to myself, never ever is there any word of forgiving or intention about forgiving when you were abused. I mean, like you said, we cannot say this often enough because forgiving is utter bullshit. That's the only summary to that one. But I really had at some point the idea that I could rescue myself if I would have maybe been different, if I would have maybe acted differently, if I would have maybe done this and that. And that was something I had, and I like the word more, which is surrender. I had to surrender to all of this. If I or I could do something which I couldn't, and then also is going in the spiral of guilt and endless cycle of never coming out of it. It's like, and
Gina,
this is when I said, okay, I surrender. That was my thing. I surrender to everything what comes. The only thing I do, I'm in now in this present moment, and whatever comes up, comes up. I trust in my feelings. I trust in what I'm being told. I'm not constantly judging it and trying to make sense of it. Was it now real what the person said? Was it true? No, I said I surrender completely and I will follow my feeling. That is my guidance, is my gut feeling. And there I follow it once, step by step. not trying to run a marathon, nothing. One day after the next, after the other. And with that, you can call it forgiveness, but I think it's a wrong word. That's the reason why I don't like this word forgiveness. For me, it's leading you on the wrong path, you know. But with this, everything got calmer. I got calmer also within myself, because I was not punishing myself all the time, you know. Because going into these endless circles of thoughts, it's like a self-punishment. I'm in a constant fight against myself. It's like shadow fighting, and that makes you, that lets you go nuts. You know, you have then to decide, do I go insane or do I stay sane? Because that is so difficult. And that is the, like you said in the beginning of your question about the next intention, that also always comes back from a very, very early trauma, you know. And in my case as well, I mean, I wasn't wanted. I was guilty that my mother was pregnant with me, and she tried many, many times and in different ways to reach an abortion. Yeah. And this is then when you come to realize, okay, it didn't start with the abuse of the father. No, it went even back earlier, because there needs to be a door open for letting abuse to happen, you know. And that was my search for love, because there was no one there to love me. I was not wanted. Not at the beginning, not in the middle, not in the end, you know, because some people say, yeah, but when then you are born, the mother instinct kicks in. Yeah, well, there was no mother instinct kicking in, as I could see. And that is also a part of this harsh truth, that there was always nothing. And for me, it was very difficult to imagine, what does nothing mean? Nothing cannot exist. I mean, there must be something, at least a little bit. I mean, give me a small finger or something. And that was the most hardest thing, is that there was always nothing, like a black hole from day one. And that was very, very difficult. So the abuse of my father was kind of like on top of it. But it's actually not the biggest thing. For some bizarre reason inside of me, it's not the biggest thing. It is really what started from day one. And that is, and that's the reason why forgiveness is leading you on the wrong path. I think forgiveness is leading you, is like a mask which doesn't allow you to look behind the truth. It's a distraction.
This is the real bad part of the religion that I saw. The religion was no such a bad thing when you say that you are connecting with the power of life, because power of life that make you growing like a small cells that you growing, something like that. But the forgiveness, it's a chapter that I don't want to me.